how excited to be here at the Hollywood Real Independent Film Festival?
Oh, it's wonderful because we're in Hollywood, and it's a real, as in EAL, Independent Film Festival. They're real indies here, and that's what's really exciting about it. We're all, a lot of writer, director, producers, who've put it together ourselves. So it's really fun to be among our peers, and it's just wonderful to be here in town.
Now, where did you get the idea for Toss It from? What originated this?
Well, it actually started as a small one-act. I have a theater company, and we used to do shows here in February called My Bitter Valentine, and we'd all be about love gone wrong. And I had this little one-act, and I never performed it. I'd moved back to New York and put it in a drawer, but then I read it at a theater company, and people loved it and wanted to know what happened next. And so I wrote what happened next, and then I kept answering the questions that the piece asked, and it became a play, and then I turned it into a movie.
Now, none of this was actually based on real life, per se, of you or someone else, right?
No, the only true lines in the film are the series of bad dates that my character plays, and the lines that the gentlemen say to me were actually said to me on really bad first dates. Because I couldn't make that up.
So there was so much witty, cynical dialogue in this film throughout the entire film. How do you sit down and think of all this?
I don't know. I thank you, first of all, and I don't know. It's just I wanted them to be two sort of. I guess I like the old, screwball comedies. Like Bringing Up Baby and Philadelphia Story. It always looked like so much fun. This sort of like champagne, fizz of it all and the great tennis match, and I liked that idea, and I also liked having two people sort of at the top of their game who they seem like they're the perfect match, and then you realize they're not. But I guess that's where my ear maybe came for some of the banter, but otherwise I don't know. It just sort of comes out of my fingers, and I try not to get in the way.
How did you come to the decision to star in the film or to direct the film yourself?
Well, I wanted to direct it because I have larger film scripts that I had wanted to, that I do want to make, but I also know you sort of have to prove yourself as a filmmaker, and so I thought, well, let's start with the smallest one that I could afford to make between debt and donations, and so that's how I chose to I could handle the smallest one first. With the financing available. And then as far as me being in it, well, I had originally written the part for me because someone wanted to act with me, and I said, okay, I'll write us something. And so I'd written it for me, and then as I went along, I thought it would be really fun to write it. And also on a really short shoot, I took direction really well because I knew the part so well.
Was it hard to direct yourself? I mean, really, come on.
No, I never balked at the director, and so no, it was fun because I knew the character so well. It was sort of easy, and just economically, time-wise, I could sort of just step right in and jump right to it.
So many hats in this film. What's the greatest challenge?
Oh gosh, I guess the challenge really was the time frame, because we had originally wanted to be a 3-week shoot, which even that was tight, but the DP could only get his crew for 2 weeks, so it became a much tighter shoot. And so it was just being very economical about how many shots and just preparing everything, so we would have lots of shots laid out and know exactly what the schedule was, and just delivering it. And I was really lucky because all my actors really owned their parts and came and ready and delivered, and so we didn't have to take 10 takes, we could just, and I think it also brings a nice sense of urgency and freshness to it, because you just got to do it. And so that was the biggest challenge, was just getting all the coverage in a short amount of time.
Excellent. And what are your future projects from now on?
I have 2 that I'm hoping to launch next, depending on how the timing lines up. One is a darkly comic existential crime thriller.
Okay.
And the other is a comedy series that it's sort of about the search for life's second act. It's sort of a workplace comedy, but it's really about sort of, always trying to get, the second act in America, like Fitzgerald said, but these people think they can get it. And every time they think they've gotten it, someone else comes and claims theirs. And it also becomes a metaphor for America, because America is a second act, the entire country. So those are the next 2.
Terrific. And one last one.
What's that?
What's the meaning of love?
You have to watch Toss It to find out.
Oh, well, there we go. Hey, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, mine as well.
Hey,
thank you so much.
Thank you.